Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be showing you how to carry on Evelynn top lane. She's actually pretty good right now. For your runes, you're gonna want Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball, and Relentless Hunter. Secondary runes, Time Warp, Tonic, and Biscuits. You can go for Ultimate Hunter instead of Relentless Hunter. Relentless Hunter sets up a lot more place for roaming though, since you're moving around the map faster. This invade's taking way too long, so I have to reset or I'm gonna like miss the first two waves. Even though invades are super strong and very good on Evelynn because of her Q spam, it's just not worth missing two minion waves over that can completely ruin your lane. Evelynn is super strong in her first level. In her first two levels, she's very good. Once she's level 3 is another big power spike for her. So level 1, 2, 3 are awesome, but levels 4 and 5 are bleh. But 6 is big. So levels 1 through 3, and then once you hit 6, those are all massive power spikes where you can start to do things. Just make sure you're constantly spamming your Q on the enemies. Whenever your electrocute's up, try to apply it to them. It's really important. Ooh. So there we hit him with electrocute and we're gonna run away. We're gonna use a corruption potion and hit him. Now he's got some burn on him. We're gonna Q again. He took a bad trade there. We're on corruption potions when we're fighting him. And we're hitting him with subsequent Qs. Even if we're not hitting him with the first one, we're still hitting him with the majority. We're gonna go ahead and take a biscuit since we're below half health. If you're below half health or half mana, it's a good idea to go in for a biscuit. I'm actually gonna go ahead and get my charm level 2 because he can blind my he can actually blind my E. He's spamming potions himself. I'm just gonna go ahead and shove him out of lane. And then I'm gonna reset because I have the potion advantage since he started HP pots. He's gonna have to buy more and I don't have to, so we're gonna play this safe. Auto attack E reset, and we're just gonna shove him down. Yep, we got the wave crash. Now we can back off. As a top laner, you'll know that you're going to get ganked around the 2-minute 50-second mark to 3-minute 30. Most junglers start bot side, they clear up towards you. So look up in the upper right when it's 2-minute 50 to 3-minute 30. That's when you're going to get ganked. We back during that time period, so obviously we're not going to get ganked here. You can rush Dark Seal for your first item. It's not what it used to be though. In previous seasons, it used to increase your potion healing by, I think it was 10 or 30%. It was quite a bit, to where getting Dark Soul after your refill or of corruption was an absolute must. You don't have to now. I went for boots. It was more affordable. Also got my control word. We're in a pretty good spot. We're up CS. We crashed the wave before we reset, so we didn't really miss out on any minions. We could take a huge trade with him here. He feels like he can fight it just because he has minions, which he kind of can. I'm going to go ahead and pop a biscuit, and our passive will heal us since we haven't taken damage from a champion in a bit. We can all in him now is the thing. I'm going to go ahead and ignite him. That was getting way too close. His blind dart's really annoying. We have to land our E before he blinds us. Otherwise, if we E after he blinds, our E will miss, and that's a huge part of our damage. I'm going to go ahead and reset. We need to get our corruptions back. This is a big part of how you win lane, is through your corruptions and Q trades, and you're applying your electrocute every single time it's up. Next item, we're going to go Dark Seal and build straight into our Hextech alternator, or I guess they call it Hextech Rocket Belt these days. Such a good item. Gives you movement speed, gives you a dash, gives you damage, and pretty much every single stat you could want. Night Harvester is a noob trap version of Hextech Rocket Belt. It doesn't have the activatable, and it also just has less stats on it, unfortunately. It's easier to use though, so if you refuse to use activatable items, then just go for Night Harvester. Got it. Nice, nice, nice. I'm on corruption, so I could actually run him down there. Auto attack E reset. That was a really, really good trade for us. He does not know Evelynn's full charm range with her Q. A lot of players aren't really that familiar with it. They're more used to getting ganked by Evelynn rather than laning against Evelynn. We're gonna walk him down, hit him with a Q, auto attack, E reset. I don't think we even need to R here. Yeah, we don't even need to R. That's really good. We're gonna go ahead and shove this in before we leave. That way our minions will die up against his turret, thus robbing him of gold and experience. We'll also look for a plate, and I'll put my biscuit in an easy spot just in case their jungler comes. I have my R as an escape tool if we need to. Alright, we'll back off here. Your passive heals you more and more HP when you're out of combat with enemy champions. So, now that we're out of combat, we get a bunch of health back. It heals you more for the more ability power that you have. So the more items you build that give you ability power, the more your passive will heal you. We have potential gank mid here. Never mind. He's playing really safe. I hope 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀 doesn't hit level 6 off this wave. I would love to kill him with my R. Plus my Ignite's about to be up, which will give me that much more damage. I bet you he thought he was playing against an 𝗕𝐿𝐴𝐻 top, so he probably even took the armor rune because he didn't realize it was Eve top. We'll wait till he steps up a little bit. Activate the W and start to walk into him. The minions are really in our way there. Gonna whip him with the R, down he goes. I just realized 𝗕𝐿𝐴𝐻 was here. We have our E speed up. I don't know if that's gonna kill him or not, but that's going to. We have level advantage. And since we knew his flash was down, it made it a lot easier to be aggressive with him there. I need to reset. 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀 currently has minion advantage if you count them real quick. Quick maths. This should keep pushing into us. So once he gets back to lane, it's not going to necessarily be in a good spot for him. He's going to have to step up to finish shoving the wave. So he'll miss more minions than I'm missing here. See, he has triple caster advantage. Now he has double caster advantage. My minions are doing an insane job aggroing down the casters though. So now he's tied one caster to one bonus caster. And it's just going to be about how these melee minion fights play out. My minions are doing a crazy job focusing down the casters there. But, so it is pretty neutral. So we did an okay job there. Gonna run him down with my corruption potion on. He can't outrun me. Auto attack E reset, and he's dead. That was a lot of damage. We're not even a full item yet. That was very, very spicy damage output. At this point, the game's over for 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀. 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝘀𝗀 is a tempo-based champion, where once he starts to fall behind, it's hard for him to come back because he doesn't have any good hard CC like stuns or knockups that give objectively awesome value. And even his blind art, it does very little against us. As long as I don't waste my E while I'm blinded, his blind isn't really doing anything for him in terms of mitigating my damage output. I'll act like I'm leaving, like I'm coming this way, but I'm going to go snipe him. 𝗕𝐿𝐴𝐻 just took dragon, so we're free and clear to kill this guy. As long as we're on corruption potion, we're moving at 420 right now. Out of combat with Relentless Hunter. Oh yeah, 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝘀𝗀𝗀 just went mid. I guess I'm playing against Malzahar now. He actually went away where I wasn't actually gonna be able to kill him. He came from the side there. I think we can kill him with that being said. We have boots advantage. He's only moving 335, I'm moving 400. We'll R whip him back. One nice thing about playing an AP top laner is most champions don't actually rush magic resist as an initial item. The only mythic items in the game that give magic resist are the tank ones. So if you're not playing against a tank top laner, they can't really itemize for early magic resist. The closest thing they can do is get early Merc Treads. That's not that great though. Merc Treads is an item rush because it doesn't give them any damage or cooldown reduction or anything like that. We're out of mana and we're out of corruption, so we'll go ahead and reset here. We'll base and get some big items. I'll actually go for Majayas. Most games, if you're not like really fed like we are now, you would actually be better off just getting Rocket Belt for its guaranteed gold value that it gives. Since we already have a 10 stack Dark Seal, and I'm pretty comfortable on Evelynn, we should be able to keep this 10 medge going right now. The medge is giving us 10% bonus movement speed, so now we're moving at 443, really, really fast. A lot of champions in the game don't even have tier 2 boots yet, so they're not moving near as fast as I am. I'll be able to assert a lot of pressure on the map. Teemo actually lived with like no HP there. He lived with like 10 HP. We got double buffs, that's freaking awesome. We'll go get the Malzahar. As long as our HP is full when we run into him, even if he drops space aids on us and the minions turn, we should be fine. So I'm gonna keep chugging these potions. That's a lot of minions I'm missing out on. Auto attack E reset. He drops the space aids. I kept my HP high enough to where it doesn't actually matter. If you're full HP and Malzahar isn't fed, he doesn't really have the damage to one-shot you. He's basically just a glorified support with his CC at that point. I'm missing a lot of HP, so I'm going to pull out a vision, heal back up off my passive, then we can go back in here. It's not just damage from enemy champions, it's just being in combat in general on Evelynn, so even you doing damage keeps putting your passive on a cooldown. Garen's passive is when he's taking the damage. We'll go ahead and leave the turret like that. We still have time to take it. They're not, enemy team isn't going to get first turret gold on us. I want to leave it up for a second so I can kill this guy again. Going with the E and the R. He's not going to be able to do anything. He came to follow up Malzahar, but I killed Malz like the second he got back to lane. That's actually fine. We can heal off of our passive. It's not a big deal. Look at all the health we're going to get back. He might try to set something up. We'll see. I want him to go looking for me. Auto attack into E reset. He's a goner. Getting that extra auto attack in makes a huge difference in situations like that. Because he's charmed anyway, so if I can get that little bit of damage and then he can't come out of the charm and hook me into the turret real quick. I think we could actually wrap this game up 15-minute mark. With this lead we're building here. On Evelynn, you don't really want to play for the late game anyways. Even if you're on Gathering Storm, absolute focus. Late game, Evelynn's a bit sketchy in 5 versus 5s. If they form up properly, lay their wards, their control wards, it can be very difficult for you to get in. So ending games on her before a 35-minute mark is playing more towards her strengths than playing for just raw late game. In terms of split pushing on Evelynn, if the enemy top laner is a bruiser who will eventually get Merc Treads and Wit's End, Gore Drinker, or Divine Sunder, or that type of stuff, then you're not going to be able to split push forever. In this particular game, they have absolutely nobody to match me, so I will be able to do that. But in most games, after you get first turret, or even before then, you're just going to be perma-roaming. I think Malzahar's in here. I got to get this right in the right slot. I'll leave a deep ward right there. Go for the Teemo. There's a Tristana here as well. Your normal combo at this point is Q, Rocket Belt, ER. So W, Q, Rocket Belt. If I ignited her, she might have actually died there. I don't mind going back in on these guys. I'm doing enough damage, and Evelynn's E does some max health damage as well, 13%, so I can actually kind of chunk Volibear. Just because they're grouped up doesn't mean we necessarily have to run from them. Now that I'm missing a lot of health, I am going to, though. Oh, wow. Huge executes from the Pyke. Well played on his part. I might actually buy a QSS just because Malzahar, if he's going to flash army like that, if I have QSS, I can completely negate it. I'll need more gold, though. That was a turd move of him. Very, very turd move. I really do think Evelynn hard counters Teemo though. With that being said, a lot of mage top lanes counter Teemo. Like Malzahar top lane has like a 65% win rate against Teemo top, something like that. I believe Annie top also crushes Teemo top. Anything that outranges him and inherently has more burst, he can't play against. Teemo's really a bit of a niche counter pick these days. You can only pick him against hyper auto attack based champions like Tryndamere or Irelia. Even then, those matchups aren't free for him because if they play it right, they can set it up to where he can't really get a kill on them. In pretty deep, hoping an enemy will step up. 𝗕𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒. If you're not going to land a full charm, I didn't bother to cast it for the slow on someone like Pyke for the cast duration that it takes. Actually make me do a little less damage. Yeah, Teemo's just sitting on her head. Got the double R. Down goes the Trist. I'm not I don't remember if I ignited her or if she died from my corruption potion burn. But they definitely have the wrong comp to handle an Evelynn. If they had a tank top laner, I would have had to dodge. Or at the very least, I would have had to roam a lot more. Malzahar's under turret. We can kill his reinforcements coming to back him up. We're going to QW. I don't want to go too deep though because Malzahar R. Malzahar R is kind of scary. That's the only way I'm going to die again this game. I believe it's a 2-second suppression. Feels like 2 years when he does it. I'll wait for Pyke. I'll key Rocket Bell E. Your empowered E on Evelynn attaches to people's dashes and leaps as well. Oh, there's a turret here still. Ugh, I just got seen. I think I'm dead here. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh, I'm trolling. I'm trolling so hard. We're gonna have to buckle down and play for objectives because they're gonna keep balling up like what they're doing to where we're not able to get any kills. Go ahead, pick up the Rabadon. We'll wait to get the QSS. Thing is, if we position properly, we won't even need it as an item. So the best thing we can do is just take objectives right when they spawn in. Like every dragon from here on out, we go there. And if enemies show up, we win the team fight. But what we don't win is me fighting several of them at once while they're hiding behind walls or under turrets because we can't get to them. So, gotta play to the strengths, avoid the weaknesses. If I was a Fed Tristana, Fed Master E, I could go over these walls quite comfortably and get multi-kills. But on Evelynn, you need distance to kill people. You need time. Or at least space to get to them. Would be nice if Rocket Belt could go through walls, but it doesn't. So we'll just play for Dragon. This game's going to get very boring. Apologies in advance. The enemies will get bored and step up eventually, though. You see where Malzahar is. I can step up and block this bush. Or just kill this guy myself. He can't fight me. We're going to key Rocket Belt. R'd out. I thought I would need R to kill him. He actually died pretty much instantly there. Oh, got it. Perfect. Got him with just the tip. If I threw it any later, he was going to hit it. So if I got any closer to ensure it's landing, he would have gotten away. But if I threw it any sooner, it wouldn't have quite reached him. That was just the tip. Pyke stepping up. This is perfect. They're coming to fight for an objective they shouldn't fight for. Teemo's back mid. It's actually so hard to get to them because of this turret. This mid lane turret is making my pathing very challenging. I doubt they'd actually do Baron right now. I would like us to just get this turret. Tristana can't be there. I could kill her and Teemo at the same time. Teemo is not even a full item. What the heck? I wonder if he rage sold all of his items or something, because Even though he's really far behind, he should have enough passive gold at this point. Rocket Belt into him. What a cute little guy, right? They didn't even bother to fight me because they just realized they were dead. Oh my god. Pike going in, gets the kill on Lux. He's actually pretty fed because he's gotten my shutdown. I'm assuming Malzahar R's on cooldown. Oh, that's annoying. We really need to get rid of that mid turret. This mid turret's blocking off way too much for me. Get a ward down right there. Sure enough, it is control warded. And we do have to stay alive. If we die, they could come back. The rest of the team really isn't doing too hot right now. I just looked at Wukong CS. He's 2-5, way less CS than Malz. Jin has quite a bit of deaths, but he is up way ahead in CS over Triss, so he's actually way more fed than she is right now, just off the CS alone. You actually get back all your mana from a W if you land the full charm proc. If you just land the slowed, you don't. Plus full charm proc also shreds magic resist, which is nice. It's how Evelynn in a weird way is able to do a lot of damage to tanks because her E max health plus her W. Down they go. Malzahar wasn't here to press R on me. Unfortunate for them, their outplay machine was absent that last fight. We'll wait for our W to be up. We'll go in on this here in a second. We need to take off his shield first because that blocks our W. Oof, that's a lot of damage. It's just Pyke alive, him and Pyke. Jeez. The enemies are alive. Might kill my bot lane here. Nope. They didn't get there in time. Olaf's top side. We should probably back him up. Or shove this wave, either or. Pyke or someone's likely to come out of here. Someone's likely to come catch this wave. I can Q Rocket Belt Q. Most likely someone on their team who's behind is going to step up for it. Down he goes. That was less than a second. Perfect. Scrapping it down. Olaf's pretty hard to beat in a 1 versus 1 to the death standing still. That's an AP self-healing volibear build. It's not bad, it's just not as good as a current meta Conqueror Gore Drinker build. Conqueror Gore Drinker is the S tier standard for self-healing in fights. No one really goes Rift Maker anymore. That item is pretty obscure these days. Got him with the Rocket Belt. He's just too fast. He also has Maw, so a lot of magic resist. Rocket Belt's active damage is magic damage. My R's on cooldown. I gotta get out of here. We're gotta play for this drag, so these guys aren't surrendering, even though they're pretty far behind. We could try to pressure that top lane inhib. Right now, gotta play for this dragon though. Soul's more, or the potential for Soul's more important than that top inhib right now with how the team's playing. We'll go ahead and get, no, I'll get Banshees. Banshees is pretty good. And then I'll pick up a chunk of Lichbane for movement speed. I think Banshees is worth it. Pyke can't land a raw random hook on me. I'm not going to step into a random mushroom, then I'm going to die because they get vision of me and I'm slowed. Malzahar's at least going to have to press a different button on me before he presses R on me, which isn't that hard for him to do, but still will take him a bit longer than just raw R'ing me. Even if it is a fraction of a second extra time. They're actually not going to come try to stop this dragon. They don't even care about Soul. They're just hoping we keep throwing. Down he goes. He didn't have the time to hit me with a single ability. QER, and he's a goner. We can take their camps while we're at it. their jungler's being heavily deprived of his monster camp since we're playing past half of the map, just constantly shoving down waves. Evelynn is very efficient at killing monster camps. I wonder why. It's almost as if she was made to be a jungler or something. Weird how that works. I do unironically think Evelynn's a better top lane carry for Iron through Gold than Evelynn jungle is though. Evelynn jungle versus most jungle matchups, she can't solo them at the majority of points in the game because of runes and items. Conquer, Lethal Tempo, wreck her. Gore Drinker wrecks her, Divine Sunder wrecks her. The tank jungle items wreck her because the HP magic resist on them. So to me, she honestly just feels like a better top laner for, like I said, Iron through Gold. When you're playing outside of Iron through Gold, I think Evelynn top lane could be pretty hit or miss. If your opponent just chooses to play safe and they don't let you ever kill them, you're going to run into issues where they'll have more CC or more tankiness than you, and they'll probably gonna outscale you in team fights. So nice. I think we can wrap this game up. Let's do it. Even if it's a quickie, gotta still wrap it. That's how that works. Down goes Trist. We're sitting on 734 AP. Looks like we're gonna end before I can use my R. It is what it is. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Evelynn top lane commentary guide. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Looking at damage dealt 10 champions, we had a nice little lead over the other players. Looking at damage taken, it was a little on the higher side. Looking at runes, Electrocute did nearly 4,000, Sun Impact nearly 1,000. Maxed out Eyeballs, obviously. Maxed out Relentless Hunter, 13% bonus movement speed. Time Warp Tonic, time spent hastened, so that's while we're on a potion. 300 seconds. It's a very nice number. That is, I believe, 5 minutes. Then we have, so for 5 minutes, it sped us up by 5%. Very nice. Total immediate healing restored, nearly 1,300, because it gives you immediate healing. It gives you the majority of it at once, so it gives you the upfront healing. Total immediate mana restored 874. Biscuit delivery, obviously we ate all three. All in all, like I said, I think Evelynn top lane for Iron through Gold has more consistent carry potential than Evelynn jungle.